Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Morning, everyone. Hi, welcome. And thanks for joining us this morning. Hi, Leon. If you are joining us for the first time, we wish you a very warm welcome and thank you for spending some of this morning with us today. I am Christie, the Business Development Manager at InfoDocs, and really excited about the content I'm going to be presenting to you today. A lot of the time people don't have just the technical ability to know what's required for company secretarial. Some of you might be very comfortable with it. So today we're just going to do a little bit of a refresher. Getting those basics in place is so important. And today we're just going to be touching on how to keep your company secretarial up and running for all of your clients, but to do it in a simple way. And as I said, I'm Christie and I'm the Business Development Manager at InfoDocs, which is a company secretarial software. But this morning, we're really going to be taking you through some of the basics of company secretarial compliance and how to keep on top of that for your clients. My name is Christie and I am the Business Dev Manager at InfoDocs, and we are a cloud-based company secretarial software that is integrated with the CIPC. And today we really want to speak to you a little bit about how to simplify your company secretarial using our tool. But we'll also be touching on areas of the Companies Act that you should keep your eye on because they apply to all of your clients. So I've just put together a very simple agenda for today. I don't anticipate it being a very complex one. As I said, I want to keep this quite generic. So obviously, different companies have different compliance requirements based on their complexity and the size of their exposure. And today I want to speak mainly to your SMEs, so small companies that need to get just the basic things in place and need to continuously maintain that year after year. So some of you might be very familiar with this and just needing a bit of a refresher. That's great. You're in the right place. We will be diving into some technical things. What does the Companies Act say? And some great tips for how you can keep on track with those things with your clients. And some of you might not really feel comfortable with company secretarial at all. You're also in the right place this morning. Good morning, Sika. Today we're going to be showing you some of those basic requirements, introducing them to you, and showing you how you need to comply to them. All right, so my agenda is why is company secretarial overlooked, what to look out for, company secretarial services, just an overview. As I said, I'm doing a quick summary there. And after the webinar, I'm going to give you a few tools for you to have in your back pocket. So you'll get a white paper download with all of the different sections that we've covered. You'll also get a quick survey, which will help us get a better understanding of where your needs are. And of course, you can sign up for the free trial. I've got a banner on our webinar here, which you are welcome to play around for free on our platform. All right, so let me dive in. So first and foremost, I'd love to also hear from you. You can pop it in the chat box as well. But why is company secretarial overlooked? I love this gift. I think a lot of the time we do want to sort of hide away in the hedge for our clients. But this really isn't an option for professional services. We have an obligation according to the ethics board and the professional boards to inform our clients of the compliance responsibilities that they have and to help them understand how to execute on those. So really, as a professional, you are responsible in informing your clients in this. And, you know, they're not always necessarily in the best position to know what are the latest updates and how does that impact them. So just to give you an idea of where South Africa is at, so we've got 680,000 annual returns were filed last year, and there's an estimate of 4 million active companies in South Africa. So that just shows you how low the compliance is on such a basic task that needs to be fulfilled. So that's 83% of South African companies that are active are actually non-compliant according to the Companies Act because they haven't filed the annual return. So So such a basic transaction. I know that a lot of you are most likely fulfilling that for your clients, but if you aren't, today we'll be showing you how easy it is to do this with InfoDocs. And if you don't use InfoDocs, then it's also just a good introduction of what it is and where you need to go to do that. All right, so as I mentioned, I think some of the big reasons why company secretarial is overlooked, and again, if you've got other reasons, you're welcome to pop it in the chat box. I'd love to keep this interactive, guys. So I just think that there's a very big a lack of understanding of the Companies Act. So directors themselves, as I said, they're not in the best position to be familiar with the Companies Act. They're concerned with keeping their businesses afloat from a day-to-day basis, and they do employ the professional to advise them in that capacity. And I think professionals like to kind of turn a blind eye, especially finance professionals, because it really isn't your core services. But unfortunately, for a business owner, they don't have necessarily a legal professional, a professional secretary, and a professional finance person to be able to consult on the areas of expertise. So oftentimes we see that the finance professional, it sort of lands on their lap in terms of those responsibilities. So I think it does, yeah, you are the best people to advise business owners in South Africa on how to do this, because you have actually studied the Companies Act, even though it might be very briefly or really far behind in your studies, but you are in the best position to do so in most cases. And really amazing tools are out there to help you do this well and accurately and consistently and according to the Companies Act. So yeah, I think another area is unaware of the changes that need to be declared. I think that really stems from the first point, a lack of understanding, but also I think, you know, CIPC is so much more than filing annual returns. There are multiple transactions that will trigger a need for you to inform CIPC of those changes and actually update the MOI and ensure that the company records are kept up to date. So it is the director's responsibility first and foremost to ensure that those records are up to date. But as I mentioned earlier, the professional is in the best position to advise a director or a business owner when they have triggered that requirement. They may just be, you know, changing addresses or moving around or making changes to their board. And you are the ones that might be aware of how that might have triggered a Companies Act requirement and how to actually fulfill that duty to declare it to CIPC. Another big issue that we face is that it just simply isn't a priority. CIPC and the Companies Act is a legally and binding responsibility that directors have. Penalties and fines can be issued for non-compliance, but we just haven't seen, you know, a very strong hand come down on non-compliance, especially in the Companies Act area. I think the environment is changing with the introduction of the CIPC checklist. And I think that there is a slow movement to actually start getting this slightly more regulated and getting a stronger accountability for the directors. But at this stage, there really isn't a clear penalty like a SARS penalty that will be applied to a director for non-compliance. And as a result, I think people have developed sort of a lax approach to it. So company record keeping is really something that doesn't get prioritized because it just doesn't seem like an area that is important. But it is absolutely critical to the effective running of a company. These areas need to be absolutely fireproof in terms of, you know, future funding, obtaining clients, applying for different types of tenders, even getting facilities from the bank. So company records are integral to the formal running of any business. It isn't really something that can be overlooked. It is a priority. And as I said, it's something that you really need to educate your clients about and to you yourself to make a priority as a service provider to them. If you're not making a priority, I can tell you now, your client is not going to know anything about it. So again, it is something that you can educate yourself on. It doesn't need to take a lot of time. It doesn't need to cost you a lot of money, but it is something that you can add a lot of value to your clients.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.